this year's Stagestruck production. As is customary, the first introduction monologue is usually done by one very special guest that should be coming here any second. Okay, so while we're waiting, please remember to close your cell phones. Please remember to unwrap any candies. You don't have to film the show. The show is already being filmed. However, if you want to take photos, make sure that your flash is off at all times. And that's the part where he picks it up. Okay, so we would like to thank a few people while we wait for him to arrive and so the English department, who always had our back for those last almost a decade now, especially Melissa White, who is always close by and ready to help. L'Association des Anciens, l'Association des Parents, la Co-op for all their generous donation, as well as Carole Yamonico for all the organization, Lénarvé, and obviously all of you for being here and providing all your energy for this show. And he's still not coming, so I think we have to go and find him. Z?
Can we just yell?
Let's do some.
David!
David!
And so, at a time when the world is looking to the medical profession for guidance, for assurance, for higher standards of techniques, of professionalism, and dedication, and learning, I ask you, my fellow neurologists, my colleagues from far and wide, from Canada, Pakistan, Bulgaria, I ask you to recall the words of the Hippocratic Oath.
I'll carve that turkey and tell that butcher to save his mistakes for surgery. Good morning, Dr. Mortimer. Care for some gingerbread?
I'm trying to learn this. Do you mind?
You know, aren't we all, sir? Aren't we all so goddamn filled up with all of our work? Just 3 days until Christmas, and we've only just started rehearsing for the pantomime.
I'm trying to learn this. Do you mind?
Is that your Father Christmas speech for the patients?
No, it's my lecture for the 200 delegates this morning.
That?
It may interest you to know, Colony, that my colleagues from as far as Iceland and Japan consider it worthwhile making the journey to London.
I should think they do. All expenses paid and a week at the Savoy.
And so,
there we are! Hey, what time are you on?
12 o'clock.
1 hour and 14 minutes till high noon. Good luck.
Thank you.
You nervous?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure that with 200 neurologists out there, you'll find a set of tranquilizers.
And so, at a time when the world is looking to the medical profession for guidance, for assurance, for higher standards of techniques, of professionalism, and dedication, I ask you...
I need some change for the parking lot.
Oh, Rosemary, darling, I'm trying to learn my speech.
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I'm double parked. Good morning, Dr. Connolly.
Morning, Rosemary. Here for the lecture?
Oh, you bet. I could have missed my husband's big day now.
Your husband's big day will be a fiasco if I don't know my speech.
Last night you knew it backwards.
I'm sure it will be lovely. Here. Have some gingerbread.
No, thank you.
They're made by the sister in charge of contagious diseases.
Wait until Christmas Day.
Conley, do you have any change on you? You're very early, aren't you, Rosemary?
Sir Willoughby said something about you and I welcoming the delegates into the lecture hall.
Couple of bills, is that okay?
Lovely. David will pay you back. And if I don't get another chance, darling, good luck.
Thank you.
You'll be wonderful.
Thank you.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Well, I'll see you in the lecture hall, Dr. Connolly.
Nope. I've got more important things to do than that. Oh,
Thank you, Dr. Conley.
I'm rehearsing for the pantomime for the children.
Ah, well, that is important, of course. Are you in this year, David?
In what, dear?
The St. Andrew's pantomime.
Conley, all I'm interested in at the moment is my lecture and my 200 fellow neurologists.
Actually, darling, I think the 200 neurologists would be happier if you gave them the pantomime instead of your lecture. Ta-ta!
And so, at a time... Conley, why don't you wipe that and disappear? And so, at a time when the world is looking to the medical profession for guidance, for assurance, for
There you are, David.
God!
Morning, Mike.
Morning, Dr. Booney. Are you all right for today's rehearsal?
Yeah, I'll be there. I just thought I'd wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Big day, huh? Yes. You nervous?
Yes. But with 200 delegates out there, I won't be short of tranquilizers, will I?
Would you like the tranquilizer?
No, Dr. Booney. I'm trying to learn my speech.
I'll let you get on with it then.
Thank you.
Are you memorizing the whole thing?
I'm trying to.
Wow! I'm finding it difficult enough to memorize my first line in Dr. Colley's melodrama. I'm the villain, right, Mike?
Yes, indeed.
I have to go on and say to Matron, she's the heroine. I have to go on and say, ahoy in front and a bath behind. Are you sure that's a big laugh?
Oh, it'll kill.
I don't see why it's funny.
Dr. Booney, shouldn't you be on your rounds?
Yeah, just finished. I mean, what a day, huh? I never thought when we were students here, you'd be up on that rostrum delivering the Ponsonby lecture.
Oh, if you don't stop nagging me, I won't be delivering anything.
Of course. Would you like me to make you a nice cup of coffee?
No, Dr. Booney, thank you.
There's your Santa Claus hat. Listen, you couldn't cope with him and play a dead body for my melodrama?
Dr. Conley, will you just take your costumes and go?
I wanted to borrow a real one from the mortuary, but Dr. Saunders just wouldn't have it.
Excuse me, gentlemen!
People are in and out of here like a stomach pump.
Oh, so we are in grumpy Santa Claus, are we?
Matron, this is supposed to be the doctor's common room.
Correct, and I am taking a shortcut.
Of course. Quite right. Don't apologize, Matron.
I wasn't going to.
Matron, is this anyone here we know?
The patient's Christmas present.
Oh, I'll give you a hand then, shall I?
Thank you, Dr. Booney. We're keeping them in the mortuary until Christmas Day.
Are you ready for rehearsal?
Rehearsals.
For Dr. Colley's melodrama.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Matron, perhaps you could explain to me the significance of ahoy in front and a bath behind.
Oh, I hope I'm not gonna have to explain all the bad jokes to Dr. Booney.
Dr. Conley, will you either go quiet or disappear?
My, you're so masterful.
Is Dr. Mortimer anywhere? And who are you, sir?
Dr. Conley, sir, one of the housemen.
Is that the headgear you'll be wearing this year?
No. It's rehearsing for the pantomime for the children. Care for some gingerbread?
Get out! I want to speak to Dr. Mortimer.
May I take this opportunity to wish you a very happy holidays?
Clear off.
I don't suppose you'd like to play the Sugar Plum Fairy, would you?
Good morning, Sir Willoughby.
Yes. Now, I don't think I have to emphasize on the importance of the annual Ponsonby lecture.
Certainly not, Sir Willoughby.
Don't interrupt, please.
Sorry.
As chairman of the Board of Governors and past head surgeon here at St. Andrews, I consider myself to be in a unique position.
You most certainly are, Sir Willoughby.
Don't interrupt, please.
Sorry.
When it comes to selecting the Ponsonby lecturer. However, this year, I don't think it's any secret that you were not the first choice for the role.
I heard
Mortimer.
rumors I wasn't top of the list.
Don't interrupt, please.
Sorry.
In fact, you were at the bottom of the list. However, beggars can't be choosers. Against my advice, neurology was selected as this year's theme. You're the only senior specialist here. Ipso facto, you're delivering the Ponsonby lecture. Well, say something!
I will not disappoint you, Sir Willoughby.
God help you if you do. Does your speech contain any references to the present government?
Certainly not, Sir Willoughby.
Well then, put some in, you damn fools!
Certainly. Any references in particular, ma'am?
Complimentary ones, for heaven's sake. The junior health minister's attending the lecture, and we need a new MRI scanner.
Complimentary references it'll be, ma'am.
And plead poverty.
Poverty, right.
But don't make them think we're we're strapped for cash.
Right. Plead poverty, but not strapped for cash.
And keep it brief. Neurology numbs the brain.
Thank you, sir. Most
See me in my office in 5 minutes.
Most kind. I'll see you in your office in 5 minutes. Brain numb.
The Ponsonby lecture could really be the step up to head physician for you here.
I haven't allowed myself to think that far ahead, ma'am.
Damn liar, 5 minutes.
Fellow neurologists, we're most fortunate in this country to have more than the sufficient funds to maintain a robust, vigorous health service. However, I do see that we have the junior health minister in our audience,
Excuse me?
and to him, I'd like to plead poverty. Now, although I must be brief, I
Excuse
would
me?
like to compliment the
Excuse
president for God's
me?
sake.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
This is the doctor's common room.
Yes, I know.
Patient's waiting room is downstairs in the main hall.
It's you I wanted to see, Dr. Mortimer.
The receptionist will make a note for you, and I'm afraid you'll need a note from your general practitioner.
It's me, Dr. Mortimer, Jane.
Jane. Good heavens. It's Nurse Tate.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, well, good heavens.
It's been a long time. Over 18 years.
18 years and you don't look a day older.
Is that why you didn't recognize me right away?
Well, no more than a day. And you were always the prettiest in the ward.
That's what you said to all the nurses.
Nonsense. You were always the prettiest and the most efficient.
I'm certainly the most accommodating.
Nurse Tate, I don't do what we did with all the nurses.
Only the prettiest, eh?
Nurse Tate, I'm a very happily married man.
You were a very happily married man 18 years ago.
I was and still am. Anyways, to the best of my recollection, you were perfectly willing.
Yes, it was wonderfully naughty and romantic, rolling around out there on the smooth room floor.
Well, it's been grand seeing you after all this time.
Oh, God, my knees are knocking. May I sit down?
No, I'm a bit worried about the time actually. I'm delivering the Ponsonby lecture at 12 o'clock.
I should have told you 18 years ago.
Told me what?
Didn't you ever wonder why I left the hospital so suddenly, without even saying goodbye properly?
Well, I do remember thinking it seemed a bit abrupt.
I was expecting.
Expecting what?
After what we did, what do you think I was expecting?
Hopefully not a raise.
I left the hospital to have a baby.
A baby. A baby?
Yes.
We had a baby?
Yes, I know. Stupid, a nurse getting herself pregnant.
Hardly brilliant for a doctor either. Oh God, I can't sit down. I need to see Sir Willoughby to vet my speech in 4 minutes. And my wife will be back any moment now. Oh God, my wife. This is really one hell of a... It might not be mine, of course, Nurse Tate.
It is. There wasn't anyone else.
And why have you suddenly decided to tell me this after all this time?
Because of Leslie.
Who's Leslie?
That's her daughter.
Our baby's a little girl?
Leslie's quite a big girl now.
I suppose she would be.
Well, I always told Leslie that her father's name was Tate, and that it was Mrs. Tate.
That's very good.
And that Mr. Tate had died when Leslie was a tiny baby 17 years ago.
Excellent.
Climbing the Himalayas.
The Himalayas?
I thought it was best for a little girl to have a picture of her daddy as a sort of romantic hero.
Right.
Then yesterday I told Les the truth.
You did what?
It was her 18th birthday.
And that was supposed to be her present, was it?
No, I'd come to thinking that when she was 18, she should know the real truth about her father.
Jane!
I didn't say it was you exactly, I mean, not my name.
What did you say exactly?
Just that I'd had an affair with a young doctor here in St. Andrews when I was a trainee nurse, and that he was already married. And as it was her birthday, we had some champagne, and I don't think that helped.
But you didn't tell her my name, did you?
No, but the poor girl was in a dreadful condition this morning. She'd taken some pills last night because she couldn't sleep, but it hadn't worked, so she'd finish off the champagne, washing it down with half a bottle of gin.
Champagne, pills, and gin.
Yes.
Well, if you'd done that 18 years ago, you wouldn't have had this problem today.
She was quite hysterical. She seemed to think it was all your fault.
My fault.
Oh, for deserting me and leaving her fatherless.
I didn't know about the girl until 5 minutes ago.
She's very cute.
Yeah, she's not the only one.
If you could have seen her this morning, I should have insisted she stayed in bed. She's only got a learner's driving license.
A learner driving license?
She said she'd made up her mind to come to the hospital and find out who her father was.
What?
And before I could stop her, she jumped in my car and drove off. She's downstairs of the reception.
The reception?
Don't you see? Instead of her father's blowing lightnings of crevice halfway up the Himalayas, you're actually alive and available.
Oh no! I'm maybe alive in their state, but I'm not available. I'm delivering the Ponsonby lecture at 12 o'clock. Now, you get Leslie out of St. Andrews.
Just see her for 5 minutes.
I can't. I need to see Sir Willoughby in 5 minutes. Now you get Leslie out of St. Andrews.
I can't.
You must.
I can't. She's with the police sergeant who arrested her.
The police sergeant?
Drunk at charge, driving while unqualified, exceeding the speed limit and no insurance, and assaulting a police officer.
Ah, David!
Schubert, not now.
Sir Willoughby says... Excuse me. Sir Willoughby says she wants to see her in office now.
Go tell her I'll be there in a minute, baby. Maybe I'll be with her.
I think she wants to see you before the lecture.
Just go tell her I'm coming.
Well, I'm involved in the moment right now, you know, what with Dr. Colley's melodrama. Ahoy in front and avast behind. My God, it's Nurse Tate.
I beg your pardon?
It's Nurse Tate, Shirley.
Yes, it is. I didn't know you knew her, Hubert.
Didn't know we were always together. You two were always larking around.
I don't know that we were.
Yeah, playing silly tricks on one another, in and out of the sluice room. Marvelous.
Wonderful to see you too, Dr. Booty.
Super. Jane, was it?
That's right.
Yeah, Jane Tate. Lovely. Well, I must say, this is a terrific Christmas present you guys are giving me.
Oh, she's giving me one too.
Super.
You haven't changed a bit, Dr. Booty.
Well, how long has it been?
18 years.
18 years.
And 9 months.
Time sure flies. I bet you managed to hook yourself with a handsome husband?
Well,
Yes! She did, actually.
Thought so. What's he do for a living?
He's dead.
Oh,
Right. Nurse Tate doesn't want to talk about her private life, Dr. Booney. She just told me her husband slipped and fell in the Himalayas.
all right. And when did this...
A long time ago.
And does she have any
No,
family?
she doesn't. She just told me all about everything. She has no family, no friends, and definitely not a daughter. She just had a rotten life, just the worst. Come on, Dr. Booney, you're going to be late for the rehearsal.
You should stay for David's lecture.
well, I was just thinking I might do that, actually.
And then she remembered she couldn't. She's got some Christmas shopping for the whole family.
I thought you said she didn't have any family.
She likes to leave the presents on the tombstones. Off you go, Dr. Booney. All right, what's your telephone number?
674-3105.
3105.
But what about Les?
I'll do my best to give you a call.
But what about the sergeant?
I'll do my best to give him a call. What does he know so far?
Nothing about you. Leslie's just told him what she knows so far, that her father's a doctor here.
That's very good.
But the sergeant says he doesn't care who Leslie's father is. He wants Leslie to accompany him to the police station for interrogation.
That's a good idea.
But Leslie says she has the right to be accompanied by her father.
Of course.
So the sergeant let me come up here to see if you were available.
Well, I'm not. Now you go tell Leslie, if she doesn't accompany the sergeant to the police station, she'll get herself into trouble. And if I make a mess up of my lecture, it'll be thanks to you and Leslie. Thank you, Mrs. Leslie. Mrs. Leslie, I was very pleased that I was able to see you. Mrs.
Leslie.
Mrs. Leslie, yes. Mrs. Leslie, this is my wife. This is...
Mortimer?
Yes, Mrs. Mortimer. What have you been up to, darling?
Oh, I've been parking the car.
Oh, and you did a wonderful job.
Are you on the staff here, Mrs. Leslie?
Actually, no.
No, she's visiting. Her husband is a patient here, Mr. Leslie, yes. He's in B ward, did you say, Mrs.
B
Leslie?
Lord, yes.
B ward. Anyways, the poor woman was on her way home when she suddenly developed palpitations in the corridor. And when I say she developed palpitations in the corridor, I mean she was in the corridor when she developed
I
palpitations.
know what you mean, David. Dr. Mortimer!
Sure will be. I'll be with you in a nappy. Happy to be with you.
We've said 5 minutes!
Indeed we did.
That was 10 minutes ago!
Mrs. Leslie, this is the chairman of the Board of Governors, Sir Willoughby Doodah Drake. Sir Willoughby, this is Mrs. Leslie. She just suffered palpitations in the corridor. But she's getting better now.
I'm getting less worried all the time, actually.
There we are. Allow me to get you a refill.
Never mind a refill, doctor.
I've got the whole speech figured out. A nice balance between poverty on one hand and bankruptcy on the other.
Mrs. Mortimer, once your husband has finished dealing with palpitations in Mrs. Leslie's corridor, perhaps you'd be kind enough to bring him to my office so we can discuss the Ponsonby lecture?
Why not take my wife along now, ma'am, and discuss it with her first?
Ah!
I'll take you to the left.
You weren't as nervous as this when we left the house this morning.
No, it hit me fairly recently.
You need to go see Sir Willoughby about your speech, and I will take Mrs. Leslie back to her husband and be warned.
No!
And if we can't find the nurse, we'll just have a word with them. Who is in charge of her husband?
Dr. Booney.
Hubert.
Yes, Hubert.
Well, we can go see him directly then.
No.
Why not?
Mrs. Leslie doesn't want to see Dr. Booney.
He's in charge of her husband.
She doesn't trust Dr. Booney.
Nonsense. Dr. Booney's an extremely able physician.
Dr. Booney's an nincompoop.
Somebody call! Oh, morning, Mrs. Mortimer.
Morning, Mr. Hubert.
We're busy, Dr. Booney.
Oh, I'm after a black hat for the villain. Oh, you're still here. That's nice.
She's very upset about her husband.
I'm sure she is.
We all are.
His name's Mr. Leslie.
Mr. Leslie, is that so?
He is in B ward.
Who was?
Mr. Leslie, her husband.
But he's dead.
Really, Hubert?
What?
That was very, very cruel.
What was?
Delivering the news like that.
The news?
Yes, I must say, Dr. Boone, that was abrupt to say the least. I'm so sorry, dear. You better sit down.
No, she can't sit down.
I think it might help. Just while I'm being
What? Huh?
No, she can't sit down. Wouldn't want those corridors to start palpitating again. She's had shock. She needs fresh air, lots of it, and quickly.
What's happened then?
Oh, her husband's died, for heaven's sake.
I know. He fell in the Himalayas.
He fell where?
In the Himalayas.
Well, how on earth did he get there?
Climbed, I guess.
But he was at St. Andrews 5 minutes ago.
Who was?
Oh, don't be so dense. You were Mrs. Leslie's husband.
Mr. Leslie's husband was in
It's
the hospital.
all right, Hubert. There's been a slight confusion. Mrs. Leslie's husband did die, tragically, in a mountaineering expedition to the eastern Himalayas. But that was her first husband. Her second husband.
Second husband?
Anyways, the woman's husband is alive and making his splendid recovery.
Oh, thank heavens.
So she can leave St. Andrew with the light heart and a little basket.
So that's what she was doing, visiting.
That's right. And the visiting hours are over.
And I thought she called to see us.
Well, of course she called to see us, Dr. Booney. We're her husband's physicians. Well, Hubert is.
I am?
Leslie, B ward.
It doesn't matter what ward he's in, Rosemary.
Leslie said?
We don't expect you to recall all of your patients' names, Dr. Booney.
Well, that's weird. I'm usually really good with names. What's he in for?
An operation.
Well, he came in for tests, but we decided to operate.
He came in for tests, you say?
Yes. Nothing serious, suspected arthritis.
And we operated?
Yes, for hemorrhoids. Good heavens.
He came in with arthritis, and then we decided
to operate for hemorrhoids. We thought he couldn't sit because of his knees. Turns out it was because of his... Stop making such a fuss, Dr. Booney. We're very, very thorough here.
Doctor's common room? Miss Tate? No, I don't think... Oh, hang on. It's our reception downstairs. I think it's for you.
Thank you.
Hello?
I thought her name was Mrs. Leslie. This is Miss Tate speaking.
It is Mrs. Leslie. Only you see, the fellow who slipped and fell in the Himalayas was called Mr. Tate.
Are you saying that Nurse Tate's first husband was also called Tate?
Nurse Tate?
Well, you see, before she married Mr. Tate, she was also a nurse called Tate.
That's one hell of a
Shut
coincidence.
up, Hubert.
Yes, I'll hang out for him.
You really shouldn't be taking private calls in here, Mrs. Leslie.
Oh dear. Les is getting getting agitated again.
Well, take her away then.
Les?
That's the dog.
Dog?
Just look after her until I get here.
It's neurotic, apparently.
Very well. I'll be right down. I told you Leslie would crack up again.
Well, go and comfort her then.
Leslie?
Sometimes she calls the dog Les and sometimes she calls the dog Leslie.
If you're calling Miss Leslie, isn't that rather confusing?
Only when my husband whistles. You definitely won't see her.
Dr. Mortimer's a physician, not a vet.
I'll contact you, Mrs. Leslie. See the little fellow as soon as possible.
Really, David?
One has to put oneself out occasionally, darling, but whatever you do not let that neurotic animal up here. What does the sign say outside the hospital, Dr. Booney?
Wi-Fi for staff only.
No. It says no dogs allowed.
It does?
Dr. Booney will see you to the lift.
And no further. You've got to get back to the rehearsal for the pantomime.
This way, my dear?
She'll probably go berserk if you realize this.
Have you ever considered a shock collar?
That's a good idea.
Anyways.
Do not go downstairs, Dr. Booney. The damn dog's obviously vicious.
What an extraordinary woman.
Wasn't she just? You'd think she'd be more worried about her sick husband than the wretched dog. Well, let's go and mingle with the delegates.
Excuse me, Dr. Mortimer.
Matron, we're on our way.
Sir Willoughby Drexley, she wants to let you know that she's getting very, but very impatient.
Oh yes, we're on our way, Matron.
Oh, Matron, what do you know about certain Mr. Leslie? Leslie? We believe he's in B ward.
It's nothing to do with us, darling.
Leslie? B ward? Can't say it rings a bell.
It really doesn't matter, Matron.
We don't want that woman making trouble now, do we? She looks as though she could be as neurotic as her dog.
Dog?
Just go about your business, Matron.
Could you check, please, Matron? Mr. Leslie came in with arthritis and was operated for hemorrhoids. He came in
With arthritis, yes.
And we operated
For hemorrhoids. Haven't you heard? It's a varicose condition of your rectum.
David!
Oh!
I was looking for Dr. Mortimer.
Not here, nurse, and I wouldn't bother him now.
But he's Santa Claus and he'll need a list for the presents for the patients.
See him after the Ponsonby lecture. He's in a foul mood. Oh, and by the way, do you know anything about a certain Mr. Leslie?
Leslie,
Patient B ward.
don't recognize that name.
Dr. Mortimer wants to see him.
What's he in for?
Don't really know. Arthritis or hemorrhoids. Take your pick.
I'll see what I can find out.
God, I forgot my jacket. What do I look like?
A varicose condition of your rectum.
We are most fortunate in this country to have more than sufficient funds to maintain a robust and vigorous health service. Poverty, bankruptcy. Hello, Nurse Tate. What do you mean when you got down there, Leslie wasn't? She went looking for you. She was with the sergeant. How did she get away? Oh, kicked him in the where? That's gonna cause a varicose condition. No, she hasn't come up here. I'd like to rephrase that last remark.
Is this the doctor's common room?
Yes, it is, and it's strictly for the use of the doctors.
I'm looking for my mom.
Your mom?
She's been up here talking to one of the patients.
There was a lady who came out as soon as you came in.
Are you one of the doctors in this place?
I beg your pardon.
Are you a doctor here?
No, I'm not a doctor. I'm one of the patients. Actually.
A patient?
Yes, recovering from arthritic hemorrhoiditis. And when you're recuperating, they like for you to do a little clerical work.
Rotten swine!
Oh, steady.
He's a rotten swine!
Who is?
My rotten dad!
No, he isn't.
How did you know?
Well, I'm sure he isn't. That's on rotten.
Well, mine is, and I'd like to give him a good beating.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would! And I'm going to stay here until I've seen every doctor in the hospital.
You go discuss it with your mother.
I feel sick.
Well, if you feel sick, you'll feel much better with your mother.
I want to see my dad first.
Sorry, I'll just go take you to the lift.
I didn't mean it about beating him. I didn't
I'll
mean
take
it.
you to the
I
lift.
didn't mean it.
Let go of
I
me.
really didn't mean it. I did. Good Lord.
It's all right, Mitchell. She's just a little upset.
Upset?
I'll sort it out. Her mother's in the hospital.
It's my dad I'm looking for.
What ward is he in?
I'll sort it out, matron.
Actually, I just came back to apologize for my rather offensive remark.
It was nothing.
It was very crude.
Most kind of apologies accepted, matron.
Well, thank you, doctor.
She called you doctor?
Yes, she did.
You said you were a patient.
I am a patient who is also a doctor of divinity.
Divinity, you're a clergyman.
Yes, I'm a clergyman recovering from arthritic hemorrhoiditis.
Well, weren't you wearing a funny color then?
I'm unorthodox now. You go talk with your mother.
I'm not going anywhere until I see my dad.
You can't stay here. This is the doctor's common room, and it's strictly for the use of the doctors.
Well, I don't care.
Take that bloody attitude. My child.
Well, wasn't that nice seeing... Oh, who's this?
It's alright. She's just lost her mother.
Oh, no. What'd you die of?
Schubert, help me get her downstairs. Will you?
There, the Lord taketh and the Lord giveth away.
Don't touch me. And tell the vicar to leave me alone too.
Vicar. Yeah, get someone to put her back to bed.
Well, the loss of her mother's obviously affected her.
It's my dad I've lost.
Oh, no, not him too.
She's only misplaced her father.
Well, that's good. Parents in one day would have been awful.
David? What on earth did you do that Sir Willoughby?
Nothing.
She said I can forget about any assistance with your speech, and if you make any mistakes during a lecture, God help you.
Right, you go get a seat at the lecture
It
hall.
doesn't start other... Who's that?
No trick questions, please.
She's just lost her mother.
Schubert.
No. There, the Lord giveth and the
Rose!
I want to see my father! My dad's here somewhere. I know he
Yes,
is.
you must be a comfort to your father right now.
Rosemary,
Oh, my
please leave these
God.
hospital matters to the staff.
Was she a patient here?
Who?
The girl's mother.
No, she came in DOA.
Oh. Dear.
DOA?
Dead on arrival.
What a warning! What did the poor woman die of?
She was hit by a number 51 bus on its way downtown.
Oh my God.
I think I feel sick again.
Oh God, be with you.
That'll be good for her. Into the back rooms now.
Yes.
Rosemary, I really must insist you leave these hospital matters to the staff.
Dr. Booty, we have a rehearsal. Come on, let's go. He's the villain of my piece.
Her mother just died.
Oh.
She came in COD.
DOA, actually. Mike, help me get her into the bathroom, will you?
No, get her into one of the wards.
Oh, don't be silly. Get her into the back
I
rooms.
want to see my mother!
Don't worry, child. She's in better hands than ours now.
She's gone downstairs.
Oh, no, I'm sure she hasn't. She's up there somewhere.
No, she isn't. The vicar definitely said she'd gone downstairs.
What a thing for a vicar to say.
Well, the loss of her father's obviously affected her. Mother.
She doesn't need her father here.
Yes, I do.
Probably in the mortuary with the mother.
Is her father somewhere in the hospital?
Yes, he is. Mom was up here just now talking to him.
Talking to him?
That was before she died.
But I thought she was DOA.
She was. But I heard one of the doctors resuscitated her long enough for her to say a few final words, and then she succumbed again. Permanently.
What are you all whispering about?
Nothing. It's all right.
Yes, it's all right. Your mother said a few final words to your father, and then she very peacefully died.
All right.
I think she's in a state of shock.
Yeah, she's not the only one.
Mom spoke to Dad and died?
Very peacefully.
That rotten bastard killed my
Oh,
mom!
steady, steady.
No, it was a 51 bus.
He ran over my mom with a bus!
It was an accident.
It's a bloody accident! They're murdering swine!
Easy.
Come on, the bathroom.
I feel sick!
Open the door. Go.
Rosemary, find matron. Tell her to fill a syringe with 50 milligrams of Ligatil.
Ligatil?
No, make it 100. Get it here quick. Hello, Nurse Tate. The sergeant's coming up here. No, you were supposed to be keeping an eye on him. No, you stay there.
Mrs. Mortimer asked me to prepare a syringe for an neurotic youth.
Excellent.
This is highly irregular. I mean, I haven't seen her medical card or anything.
Just do as you're told, matron.
Matron, get turned ugly!
There's no cure for that.
She's vomiting at the moment.
You think 800 milligram of Largotil is a bit much, doctor?
Just do as you're told, matron. 100 milligrams will not kill her.
She's in a state of shock, you see.
Matron doesn't need a diagnosis, Hubert.
Her mother came in DOA.
You what?
Hit by a number 51 bus on its way downtown. Now give her the injection, you'll bat. And if there's any left over, stick it in matron. Good morning, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Dr. Mortimer, how can I help you?
I'm after a young lady, sir.
A particular young lady or any young lady will do?
A particular young lady, sir. Age about 18 years, curly hair, blue eyes.
Anything distinctive about her?
Well, she's in a bit of a state to do with her father.
What's her father got to do with St. Andrew's Hospital?
Well, see, the girl has some convoluted story about her father secretly being one of the doctors here.
No!
Yes, the girl wants to find her father. But from what I can gather, the doctor has not yet been found.
Well, I certainly haven't seen an excitable youth here, but if I do, I will get in touch.
Yes, I will.
Steady! Steady!
Get away from me!
I'm sitting on her!
I think we need some... Oh,
How's the rehearsal going there, Dr. Booney?
rehearsal?
Sweeney Todd sketch, isn't it this year? Or is it Jack the Ripper? Patience, always like that one. Away in front and a vase behind. It's Mother Goose. I'm sorry, I can't be of any assistance to you, Sergeant.
I'll say good morning.
And you say it very well.
I'm getting very worried for you, David.
Yeah, join the club. Now give her the injection.
Dr. Mortimer!
Jane, you were supposed to be keeping an eye on the sergeant.
I got worried about Les.
Les is fine.
She's on the window ledge!
What?
It's the girl. She lost her mother, and she won't come back in.
Hubert!
She says that she won't come back in until we bring her father to her.
Now you'll have to tell Les.
What's the dog got to do with this?
Shut up, Hubert!
Somebody call for the police!
No, we don't want the police here again.
Why? What's happened?
Well, she certainly not balancing very well. Somebody call for the
We
police!
don't want the police here again.
I'll get that sergeant up here.
No, we don't want him here again.
Leslie's life is in danger.
Has
Hello,
the dog
reception,
had an
please.
accident?
Shut up, Hubert. Jane, it's gonna be all right.
I'm sorry, matron. Go and keep her talking.
Who are you, ma'am?
I'm the girl's mother.
Mother?
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 Hello? Yes, there's a police sergeant down here somewhere. Send him up to the doctor's common room.
But
It's an emergency.
the girl's mother was DOA.
The girl's mother is H-E-R-E.
Nurse Tate is the mother of that girl out there?
Hubert, I think the time has come.
What for?
To confide in you. Now listen, I'm only going to say this once, and quickly too. It concerns Nurse Tate.
This is Leslie.
Don't interrupt.
Sorry.
Sorry. Nurse Tate is that young girl's mother.
But she said she had no family.
No, that was rubbish. She's her illegitimate daughter.
Illegitimate?
She never was married.
But what about the first husband, the one that fell in the Himalayas?
Rubbish.
Second husband, Mr. Leslie, with the hemorrhoids.
Rubbish. The girl is a result of a liaison between Nurse Tate and a young doctor here 19 years ago.
Oh my God.
That surprises you, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Well, Hubert, brace yourself for impact. The girl's father is you.
Me?
Yes, Hubert, you.
But I would never. I haven't.
Oh, I know, but I can't own up to it now, can I?
No, I would never even touch it. Wait, you own up to it?
If Rosemary finds out, she'll make my life utter hell. I could certainly kiss goodbye to being head physician here, and the Ponsonby lecture would go up in a puff of smoke.
So you're the father of that girl out there?
Well done, Hubert.
So you and Nurse Tate?
Fine deduction skills, Hubert.
God, my whole world's turned upside down.
Oh, mine's not too steady either.
Well, the girl doesn't even appear to know you.
No, all she knows is her father was a young doctor here 19 years ago and still works here. You fit the bill perfectly.
Yeah, except for one thing. I'm not the one who seduced her all those years ago.
It wasn't me either. She was extremely...
That's besides the point.
Come on, Hubert. It's too late for me. I've already told her I'm a young doctor of divinity recovering from arthritic hemorrhoiditis.
What?
Hubert, you have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Well, you're not delivering the pumps until at 12 o'clock, are you?
Well, no, but
And you're not likely to be considered as head physician here, are you?
maybe not, but
And you're not even online to get a credit card.
that's got nothing to do. Wait, I already have a credit card.
Hubert, above all, you don't have a wife to worry about.
Yeah, well, I've got, a mother.
Hubert,
Mom.
my wife is in the hospital, lurking the corridors.
Yeah, well, my mom's at home stuffing the turkeys.
If Rosemary finds out, it'll be more than the turkeys that get stuffed.
That's still no good reason for me to adopt your daughter.
No, it's only for half an hour at most. You only have to introduce yourself to Leslie.
Same as the guy with hemorrhoids?
No, that was Mr. Leslie. Only there is no Mr. Leslie Hubert. Okay, focus. Erase Mr. Leslie, the dog, the dead mother, the 51 bus. Erase them all from your mind, all right? The girl's name is Leslie, and all you have to do is introduce yourself to her as her long-lost father and accompany her to the police station.
Police station?
There were a few minor formalities concerning driving offense and assaulting a police officer in the police.
God. But we don't even know that Nurse Tate will agree to it.
Hubert, she won't have an alternative.
No, I'm no good at this sort of stuff.
Nonsense! You're one of the stalwarts of the St. Andrews operatic and dramatic groups.
Yeah, but this is for real. I can never pull it off.
Hubert, nothing can go wrong.
Nothing go wrong. I've heard that before.
Hubert, you're my last chance.
Ask Dr. Connolly to do it.
Don't be daft, Hubert. How could Conley be the girl's father? He was 8 years old when the girl was born.
Ask someone else to do it.
There's no time, Hubert.
Give me time to think about it.
No, there's no time. There's no one else.
One of the older doctors.
No, Hubert, you're the only one who can help me right now.
God!
Yeah, he might be the only one.
Matron!
Don't be daft, Hubert. How could Matron be the girl's father? No, it has to be you. All you have to say is, bloody hell! Matron!
She's got the syringe!
Get away from me!
You ungrateful child!
Matron!
Told you to get away!
I've been injected with a 100 milligram of Largatil!
Connolly, where are you going?
To get a doctor? You are Dr. Conley! Some other doctor then? Why, for God's sake! I can't stand heights! Huh? Hold on, Matron. Jane!
Leslie? Darling?
Oh, Leslie, darling,
Mommy? Yes, Mommy's here. What? She's gone berserk.
Yeah, I can see that.
What idiot told her I've been hit by 51 bucks?
This idiot did.
Dr. David Mortimer!
Ah, Sir Willoughby.
Dr. Mortimer, you are perfectly at liberty to ignore the suggestion that I might be of any assistance with the lecture.
Thank you, ma'am. No help required at all.
However, it is now 11:38,
Really? I thought it was 11:37.
and the first of the delegates are starting to arrive for your lecture.
And they're in for a good one.
I'm slipping! Ah! I'm slipping!
I'm slipping! Slipping!
Well, Dr. Booney, thanks for helping with this cruise on the curtains, but get down there. Allow me to get you a cup of coffee.
Never mind coffee, doctor. It is customary for the Ponsonby lecturer to welcome his fellow physicians.
I don't think I'll hold with that.
What?
Well, you see, I'm the big star of this show, and I wouldn't want to be seen before my big entrance.
Ow!
Help! Help!
Well, Dr. Booney, get down there. You're a big boy now.
So you'd like the big entrance, would you, doctor?
Yes, with a fanfare.
You idiot!
You idiot!
Right, okay. Where's that girl? What's happened, doctor?
Happened? Not much. It's a quiet day so far.
I got a call from Mrs. Tate to come up here urgent.
Urgent. Yes, it was urgent. It isn't now.
About a crazy kid, wasn't it?
Yes. Oh, they left 5 minutes ago for the police station.
I'm gonna get back there right away then.
Yes, you'll find them as meek as a kitten.
She slipped!
What, matron?
Matron, are you alright?
That's a bloody silly question.
Heavy!
Don't let go, Matron!
Hubert, go on floor below. See if you can grab Matron from underneath.
Right, when you say grab him underneath.
Hurry up!
Okay.
Not much longer. I'm beginning to feel drowsy.
Oh, where's that idiot Hubert? Hold on, Matron.
Excuse me, Dr. Mortimer.
Oh, nurse.
Matron asked me to find Mr. Leslie, and we found him.
You found Mr. Leslie?
Only he was in C ward, not B ward.
What?
Hello.
And he has neither arthritis nor hemorrhoids, just a heart checkup.
Nurse, Matron is holding on for dear life right now.
Well,
Christmas is a busy time, but you mustn't keep away.
Oh, get out!
Okay.
I'm going to have my own room at last now, am I?
Excuse me!
Oh, and you've even brewed the coffee.
Excuse me! No, you don't want to go to sleep, Matron. Hold on. Jake! In the corner! There's Hosier! Real, get it here, quick!
You're not gonna hit her, are you?
No, I'm gonna pull her in!
Don't leave me alone with the vicar!
Vicar?
Don't leave me, Mom!
Stop that, you horrible girl! Matron! Oh! Well caught, Hubert! Well caught. Pull her in. First class. Here, we can put Matron up.
Oh my God, where is she?
Oh, she slipped over the edge.
Oh no.
Oh, it's all right. Hubert caught her. Go and give them a hand, will you?
I don't know how she's feeling, but I'm feeling quite queasy.
All right, come on in, you.
I'm not moving until my dad gets here.
Don't you see, your dad's very busy being a hero.
A hero?
He just saved Matron's life.
That's my father?
Yes, now come on in.
That funny little man is my dad?
I told you, yes, now come on in.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Hey! I found my dad!
That guy?
Of course not! My dad's a real hero!
Right.
Yeah!
Let's go and meet him.
Oh my god!
I couldn't find the hose reel.
Oh, it's all right now.
Mom, I found dad! Isn't it fantastic?
I'm so happy for you both.
They're treating Matron for cuts and bruises.
My hero! Hello, Dad!
Hello. My daughter.
I say, is my room always going to be this crowded?
Somehow I always knew he'd be brave.
Brave. Who?
Well, my dad.
Dad, Mr. Booney.
Ooh, Booty! Oh my god, I love that name. My Booty Dad.
What? That dickhead have you told her?
What Dr. Booney told me to tell her, that he's her long-lost father.
And we feel fantastic, don't we?
There we are. They feel fantastic. Now pop along to the police station. The sergeant's waiting there for you.
Come on, Dad!
Say something.
I have nothing to say, madam.
Why don't you say something, Hubert?
Hubert? My dad's name is Hubert.
My name is Bill, by the way. You know why?
Dr. Hubert Booney. We've got so much to learn about each other, haven't we, Dad?
Right. Your dad will tell you all about them on your way downstairs. Off you go, everyone.
Hey, I must have got grandparents. And I've also got cousins, too. All over the place.
Right. Your dad will tell you all downstairs. Right now. Go.
Well, let's go.
Right.
For God's sake, Nick, what's happening up here?
Rosemary.
What's happening up here? Come on.
It's nothing. You better go get a seat at the lecture hall.
David Mitchell got out the window.
Oh, yes, that.
And your lecture's due to start in 15 minutes.
You'll forgive me if I don't see you off.
And I hope your arthritic hemorrhoids clear up, Vicar.
Haven't they found your father yet?
Well, yeah.
But she can't tell you who it is.
I can. It's him. Do I get a prize?
Oh, yes, you'll get a prize.
Wait a minute. Dr. Booney is your father?
I didn't say anything, but look at the profile.
Hubert?
Rosemary, I assure you there's a perfectly simple explanation. Get everyone downstairs right now.
Come on, Mom and Dad.
Hold on, Mom? I thought her mom had an unfortunate accident with a 51 bus going downtown.
Hello, I need a taxi here right away for Dr. Booney. It's an emergency. No, we can't wait 2 minutes for one. It's an emergency. For the moment, I assure you, it's for the best.
Who's best?
Leslie's best. After what happened, you don't want her to have a relapse, do you?
Relapse.
No, we can't wait 2 minutes, Juan. It's an emergency.
Well, why should I have a relapse? There isn't any more I should know, is there, Dad?
No, it's all right. That's enough for today.
And if they can't leave in a taxi, they'll leave in an ambulance.
Well, let's go.
Well, you see, I'm kind of worried about me and Mom and the future.
That's all right. Hubert will take you all downstairs to wait for the taxi.
I want you both to know that I'm very together now. I'm very, truly, blissfully happy.
There we are. We're all happy.
I'm not happy about sharing this room with everybody.
Well, thank you for notifying us. All right, off you go then.
Oh, let's go.
Yes.
1 second. There's still one thing that bothers me. The 51 bus doesn't go downtown.
Off you all go then.
Well, come on, Dad. Don't hang about, slow coach.
Don't be cheeky to your father, Leslie.
I thought Leslie was the dog.
Oh, it really doesn't matter now.
Fancy that girl having the same name as me, Leslie.
Right, let's go.
Wait a minute, are you Mr. Leslie?
Yes, but my friends call me Bill. You know why?
No.
Because it's my name, Adam. That's why.
That's right. Let's go.
Wait a minute, is this gentleman married to the funny woman in red?
That's right.
What funny woman in red?
The lady who just left?
Was that my wife?
She was busy this morning.
Has she? I thought she walked out on me years ago.
She came back to apologize. Let's go, darling.
David, how does Dr. Boone even know?
Oh, not very happily. I can't tell you that much.
I must say, the little woman has aged amazingly well.
Well, darling, wish me luck. Dr. Boone, what are you doing here? Come on, Cupid. The suspense is killing me. Oh, is it bad news? About your daughter? Rosemary, why don't you go and tell Sir Willoughby I'll be another 3 minutes?
Really?
It's Hubert. He's my dearest and oldest friend, and he needs my help.
I thought I was the oldest.
David, I'll all be waiting for you.
I know.
Well, what on earth can I tell Sir Drake?
Tell Drake the Raptors just lost their game.
It's as good as anything else. Hubert, you're supposed to be at the police station.
Leslie!
What about her?
We were on our way out of the police. We were on our way to the police station when the sergeant grabbed her from behind.
What?
Yeah, he was on his way out of the hospital when he saw Leslie and Matron on the window ledge.
Matron, what?
Yeah, and now Leslie could be charged for attempted murder or suicide or both.
Just as long as they get Leslie out of St. Andrews and at the police station.
No, Leslie's being held in our security office until a matron has made a statement.
Matron?
Matron?
She's in casualty so the question can't question her.
Oh, God.
She's got a concussion and her arm's in a sling.
Oh, she won't feel like helping Leslie out. I can't tell you that much.
Well, what about me? Leslie's telling everyone down there that I'm her long-lost Winnie Wee Daddy.
Oh, shut up for a minute.
Soon it'll be all over the hospital that I've fathered an illegitimate daughter.
Just be grateful they think you could father anything. We need to make sure that Matron isn't questioned by the sergeant.
How do we do that?
We need to find someone to play the role of Matron.
How do we do that?
I don't know. I'm waiting for inspiration to strike.
Okay, let's start this rehearsal.
It just struck.
What has?
This whole thing with Matron is thrown right out of gear. You know, she was my heroine, so now I have to look for somebody to play the dead body.
I say, is that my wife?
No!
Dr. Conley, how would you like to do Dr. Boone an enormous favor?
Yes. Well, you know, I'm a bit rushed at the moment.
And earn yourself $100?
Not that rushed, actually.
You like dressing up, don't you?
I fancy I'm pretty good at it.
Pretty good. You're marvelous, especially female parts.
Won't work.
Shut up, Hubert.
Well, I have fooled a few kids back in high school.
You can't ask me to impersonate Matron.
Hubert, necessity is the mother of invention.
Are you thinking of introducing me as some sort of matron for the melodrama?
Something like that, yeah. I'm telling you, it's not going to work.
Shut up, Schubert. Conley's gonna be perfect. He's got predominantly female features.
Yeah, and predominantly male fixtures.
Shut up, Schubert. I'll see you two in the laundry room in half a minute.
Ah, very good of you, Leon. All this entertainment for the wife and me.
Right. Hello, security. Yes, I believe you have a young sergeant in your office. Could you ask him to come up to the doctor's common room? Tell him we've arranged for matron to be here for questioning.
Please, we're in enough trouble already.
Tell him it's going to be nice and quiet, and they can even talk over a nice cup of Christmas coffee. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, I'll go Phil Conley. You're in casualty, and tell them to keep matron there as long as possible.
Mortimer!
Oh, Sir Wilton, I'll be with you in an hour. Happy to be with you.
I'm waiting to introduce you, Doctor!
Right, I just need to pay a quick visit to laundry first.
Much more of this, and we're all gonna have to pay a little visit to the laundry!
I say, isn't this fun?
Hello? Casualty? This is Dr.
Call
Cooney.
me on myself. Oh. Late night when you need
Right, no, is matron down there with you?
Call
Good,
me on
no, keep her down there. I want you to have every test on her.
Late night
Blood,
when you
urine,
need
bowel,
mine.
urine too, again, yes. Have you checked her for
Love
arthritis?
you.
Good, now check her for hemorrhoids. It's everywhere these days. Be very thorough. Yeah, we're very worried about her. Thank you.
Come in, whoever you are.
Excuse me. Oh, I was expecting to find matron here.
Some of
yeah.
our friends call me matron.
Matron's on her way.
And I think maybe you should get back to that daughter of yours, Dr. Booney.
Has Leslie been acting up again?
Well, her mother's coping as best as she can. But this could be serious trouble in your lasses.
I assure you it's all a misunderstanding.
Well, we'll see what your matron has to say.
I wouldn't worry about matron about right now.
Apart from the fixtures, of course.
Would you like to return to your ward, Mr. Leslie?
No, I prefer this private room any day. However, my wife's turned up unexpectedly.
Has she?
And would you believe it? There's no bed.
We'll get that sorted out, Mr. Leslie.
You took her out through there just now.
Who?
These doctors are so dense. You took my wife out through there just now.
Your wife? Oh, right, Mrs. Leslie. Yes.
Dense. You can send her back up if she's ready. Looked in pretty good condition.
No, she's being held in a reception office until, well, matron is questioned sergeant.
Excuse me, Doctor. Is the lady waiting downstairs married to this gentleman?
Yes?
I somehow assumed that because you and the lady were the girl's... I mean, you are the girl's father, correct?
I think so, yes.
So the man here is the girl's stepfather.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Well, he certainly got himself an attractive young wife.
Hasn't he just?
You've done very well for yourself, sir. Are you close with your stepdaughter?
I have a stepdaughter.
Yes, very close. He's just very forgetful too, you know. Our patients here can be quite a handful.
Yes, of course. I hear it all the time from my nephew.
You're what now, Sergeant?
My young nephew is on the staff here.
Is he?
You probably know him, Dr. Connolly.
Dr. Connolly's your nephew?
Yeah, he's my brother's lad. Bit of a weirdo sometimes.
Oh, I don't know.
Always involved in theater.
Excuse me. Dr. Mortimer to the common room. Dr. Mortimer to the common room. Emergency! Emergency! Emergency!
What's up?
I need to contact Dr. Mortimer.
What for?
We prescribed the wrong treatment.
The wrong treatment?
For matron. Mayday! Mayday! Mayday!
Dr. Mortimer said something about coffee.
Right. Help yourself.
I'm on duty. I'll have a quick one.
That's what she
Oh!
said.
No! 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 Why a quick one? Have a big one. You won't be tired.
I'm not sure I even want any.
Oh, suit yourself. Dr. Mortimer, help!
What's going on?
We prescribed the wrong treatment.
So, I was in the middle of being introduced by Sir Willoughby when your stupid voice came out of the loudspeaker saying, emergency, emergency, emergency.
That's right. That's what I was telling Sergeant Connolly. Wasn't I, Sergeant Connolly?
You were supposed to be giving the sergeant a cup of coffee.
I am giving Sergeant Connolly a cup.
Well, give him then.
And while you're at it, wouldn't say no some gin and tonic.
Now, what's the emergency and where's our matron?
Right. The emergency.
What's
The matter with you, Schubert?
He's prescribed the wrong treatment.
That's right, Sergeant Connolly. Thank you, Sergeant Connolly. Milk or sugar, Sergeant Connolly.
Stop shouting, Schubert!
I'm not shouting. I'm just introducing you to our sergeant friend, Sergeant
Connolly! Yes, I heard you. Collie!
Look, how long is your matron gonna be?
That's a very good question. She should.
I say, I found my way back. How about that?
I think I'll pass on that call.
Yes, very, very bad for the heart. Dr. Booney, you better go and find Matron and make sure she... Oh! I'm so sorry. He gets like that sometimes.
Only when you're crossing this good.
Why was everybody shouting?
Was I shouting?
Where did Dr. Booney go?
He had an emergency. Didn't you hear his beeper go?
No.
Aren't they marvelous? So silent.
Look, if your matron isn't coming, I'll go find her myself.
No, a matron is coming.
Where?
That's a very good question. She should... I'd better go and find one. I mean find matron.
Dr. Monmore!
Ah, that can't be good for his heart. If you ask me, I don't think he's even a real doctor. As for his medical license next time he comes through,
Has anybody seen Dr. Mortimer, for heaven's sake?
he's looking for matronage.
What?
He's going to find matron so I can ascertain whether or not she wants to press charges.
What? What's everybody playing at in this hospital?
I'm telling you, they're all hacks.
Where did that idiot go?
The tall idiot and the short idiot.
There's been some kind of emergency, sir. Well, there most certainly has. I've now delivered 3 different versions of my introductory speech.
Oh dear.
Not one word of the lecture, and yet the delegates are already on their 2nd coffee break. Some of them aren't even supposed to have coffee!
Bad for the heart.
I'll go keep the junior health minister happy.
It's not a question of keeping him happy, but making him happy.
Leave it to me.
I say. If the tall idiot doesn't turn up, I'm very good at making speeches.
I don't believe it!
Ah, I like her. It's too bad I'm already married.
Yes, hello.
Ah, you must be the matron.
Hey, yeah, don't come too close. Yes, no time to watch hand this morning.
Where's that? I'm so sorry, Sergeant. We were women to brace each other. Yes, so I noticed. Nobody told me there were 2 matrons.
Oh, nobody told me either that you'd be questioning the other matron. Yes, she's a ear, nose, and throat matron. Well, I'm surgical matron. What has old ear, nose, and throat matron said?
I was about ready to confess, actually.
You need a rigger for that.
About the young lass on the window ledge?
Yes, me and the little girl, we were on the window ledge. We were, I love you and everything.
Matron, I witnessed the incident from the street. You were struggling.
Yeah, nah, not struggling, okay, cuddling. Too much coffee in the morning make me more shouty in the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I see.
So I know press charges against a young woman. She don't call me again. Ring,
I see. But I better have the word with the vicar first.
The vicar?
The young lass said that there was a vicar present?
Yeah, no vicar, right?
No, there was absolutely no vicar.
No vicar.
There was a
no
vicar.
What about the clergyman with the hemorrhoids and his arthritis?
I won't keep him for more than a minute. He's a patient I got.
Well, you'd better go and find him then, ear, nose, and throat.
Yes, it's necessary, surgical.
I need to see the vicar. The sooner I get all my facts, the sooner I'll be on my way.
Okay.
Well, you'd better go and find him and bring him in.
There's still something.
Do you want him to go, Sergeant? I've been in typhoid wing all morning.
Typhoid?
Totally under control.
Good.
Are you sure?
I still don't understand what caused the pair of you to end up with your arm in a sling.
Oh, yes, well, what you witnessed on the window ledge is actually the first session.
I don't think I follow.
I'm getting a bit confused as well.
You stay quiet. I think it's time for your colonoscopy.
Are you saying, matron surgical, that both you and your nose and throat matron were trying to seduce that young lady?
Yes, and it's not fair because I saw her first.
Good morning, Sergeant.
Ah, you must be the vicar.
Don't come too close. The doctor said hemorrhoids are contagious, you see.
Ah, come in, join the congregation, vicar.
Now then, vicar.
Yes, my daughter. I mean, my daughter. Son, daughter.
Sergeant, what is
Sergeant can speak for himself. Right. Vicar, can you corroborate that the lass had no criminal intent during the time on the window ledge?
Yes, Vicky.
There we are.
Right then. Now I can close my inquiries and head back down to the station.
Yes, thank you, Sergeant.
And maybe, matron, if you could place a call and have Dr. Booney meet us in reception.
Oh yes, I'll get a call out.
Make it an urgent call.
I'm sure he'll hear it.
And you let Dr. Booney worry about your stepdaughter.
My stepdaughter? Oh, that's right. Of course I will.
I'm never gonna forgive you for today.
Has Uncle God? Collie, why have you never mentioned you had an uncle in the police force?
I don't know. It didn't seem relevant.
You damn fool.
I left my notebook on the car.
Yep, that's exactly how it happened on the window ledge. They're having fun.
My! You're so... Why so sudden, Dr. Mortimer?
This is no time for levity. My career's on the line here.
David? David! The delegates are getting restless. David? Matron? Dr. Connolly, have you seen my husband?
I think he's just popped out.
Really? Oh, well, if you see him before I do, tell him the delegates are getting restless.
Right. I'm going down to the police station, and then you're gonna give me a damn good...
Hubert?
Don't worry. Sometimes I reverse the roles.
For God's sake, Mortimer, there's pandemonium going on out there!
There you are, Sir Willoughby. I've been looking all over for you.
Come and start your damn lecture, or we'll have a riot!
May I welcome you, my fellow delegates. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Connolly, why don't you bring Mr. Leslie back to where he belongs?
When am I gonna get my $300?
After he's in his ward and preferably sedated. Off we go then.
No, I like it here. Providing the wife and I can have a double bed.
You're going back to your friends in the Sea Ward.
All right, at least I have something to tell me.
Dr. Booney, the sergeant says if you're not back within 2 minutes, he'll run both you and Leslie.
I can't. Okay, all right, I can't.
Dr. Booney, please, this isn't time to break it to Leslie.
But when Mom hears of this,
She's only just found you. Dr. Booney, please. Don't think I'm ungrateful. Hubert, don't think I'm ungrateful for what you've already done. You've been magnificent, more than magnificent.
I have.
You've been a revelation to me.
I have.
In fact, you've touched me right here.
Look out, everybody!
What are you doing
I'm
back
being
here?
chased by that rude sergeant!
Why?
And my matron!
No!
Well, in the first place, she turned up in the security office!
Oh no!
And then when she said she was the one who was pushed off the window ledge, the sergeant seemed to hit the roof!
I can see that.
And he'll come back up here to question the other two matrons!
No!
He'll arrest me for attempted murder!
Poor baby!
Poor baby, you go hide! Ah! Dr. Mortimer, help!
I say,
What are you doing back here?
I prefer it here.
What? No, you gotta get back to your ward!
Certainly not. It's full of old men.
Get out of here!
I was in the middle of my speech.
Yeah, and I'm in the middle of a breakdown!
What's going on?
The sergeant's coming up!
One moment, Sergeant. Nurse State, get Mr. Leslie into the bathroom.
Oh, if I need some alone time with the wife.
Get in there!
One moment, Sergeant. He's on vacation. Get rid of her, Hubert.
I can assure you we'll get to the bottom of this case.
Well, I can assure you that there aren't any other matrons in this hospital!
You, where's that girl? What's happened, doctor?
She's just a second gone back to the security office to meet you.
Who's that?
Yes, who is it, Dr. Booney?
Poor old Mr. Leslie.
Mr. Leslie.
Yes, the very same.
You mean the old boy that's in a wheelchair just now?
Yeah, that one.
What happened? What happened?
arrest.
Good fellow.
Yes, Mrs. Leslie has taken it very badly, hasn't she, Dr. Booney?
Well, not surprising, is it? Like, he came in for tests, he got admitted with arthritis, and then he got operated for hemorrhoids, and finally dropped dead with a heart attack.
Ah, right there, matron.
Dr. Booney, I'm sure Mrs. Leslie would like to accompany you down to the mortuary.
Down! To the mortuary.
Just 1 minute. One of the other doctors can take Mr. Leslie down to the mortuary. I want you and Dr. Booney to stay here and answer a few more questions about Matron and his daughter.
Oh!
Thank you for the routine, Dr. Booney. I'm sure the pantomime will be great this year.
Hi!
Now just get Mr. Leslie down to the mortuary.
Well, I was thinking about, going for a quick bathroom break.
And I would like to take a coffee break.
Nobody's taking any breaks. Oh my God, Matron!
Yes, I'm fine now.
And she'll be even better tomorrow.
Matron, if I can have your undivided attention. Thank you. Can you confirm that you are the only matron employed in this hospital?
Matron is in no fit state to be questioned, Sergeant.
Oh, good Lord, Matron!
I think you'll have to come back after Christmas, Sergeant.
Matron!
Oh, I don't think you'll get much sense out of Matron today.
I haven't got much sense out of anyone in this place.
Oh, I resent that, Sergeant.
Especially you two gentlemen. Us. You and Dr. Booney. It seems to me that if anybody should know how many matrons there are in this hospital, it should be you two.
We do know how many matrons there are. There are 3. Ear, nose, and throat matron, surgical matron, and pathological matron.
Well, is that so? Well, she seems to think there's only one matron.
Oh, she would. She's pathological. Hubert, you can confirm how many matrons there are?
That feels like a loaded question. Can you give me the rest of the day to think about that?
I say, I'm starting to miss the old bed. I'll see you around.
I suppose Mr. Leslie will be working on water next. Will he?
Dr. Mortimer!
And you might have some explaining to do as well. Leslie, get back here.
What in the blazes is going on over here?
It's matron. She has these fits.
Matron has fits?
Overwork. We could really use another matron or two around here.
I don't suppose Dr. Booney has also suffered a collapse?
Yeah, brought on by Dr. Mortimer.
Well, you might like to know, Mortimer, that in your absence, I have concluded the Ponsonby lecture for you.
I'm abjectly sorry, Sir Willoughby.
Yes, and I must say, I enjoyed myself enormously.
I can't apologize. You did like it.
Yes, an excellent speech of yours. You were right about the entrance, too. Really made the delegates sit up. And the junior health minister rolled up trousers in a funny way. I think I'll try that with my closing speech for the delegates. Rolled up trousers in a funny way. Very good. Thank you, my first today. Fellow delegates from all over the world, I would like to thank you from the heart of my bottom.
Oh, I'm being chased by that police sergeant.
You were supposed to be dead.
Much more of this than I will be. Has she kicked the bucket as well?
No. You get back in the bathroom.
I've had half the morning in there.
Lovely. Have the other half. Come on.
Matron? Matron? Matron?
Hubert, help me get matron downstairs. Come on, Hubert. What are friends for?
I haven't felt much of a friendship lately.
David, darling! Sir Willoughby was absolutely pleased. Good Lord, what's Matron doing on the wheelchair?
No trick questions, please.
Look, I don't know who knows what or who doesn't know what, but one thing I think all of you should know is that Uncle Tom is coming and he's looking for Mr. Leslie.
Who's Uncle Tom?
Never mind. He's one of the bad guys. Can you get rid of matron?
Sure thing. Off we go, matron.
Right! Where's Mr. Leslie?
The sergeant's right.
Lovely! You're all here now. I was just asking about Mr. Leslie. You might like to know, madam, that I've just been chasing your late husband. up and down the corridors of this hospital.
Oh,
Their
thank-
said husband was going at least 20 miles per hour.
Oh, thank heavens!
Don't give me that.
Surgeon, really? Chasing old men like that, you can give him a heart attack.
Oh, he survives those, all right. Now, I want answers to my questions. Like why matron pathological had a 6-inch syringe stuck in her backside. And why matron Unosendrug and surgical, having suffered similar injections, have disappeared off the face of the earth. Why Dr. Booney has a wife he knows nothing about, a mistress he calls Miss Tate, Mrs. Tate, and Mrs. Leslie, and shares her with a patient who doesn't even remember his own stepdaughter. Why the doctors in this place can make some patients rise amazingly from the dead, and yet don't know if other patients are DOA, COD, or have been hit by a number 51 BUS. Why there seems to be some permanent pantomime rehearsal running concurrent with the vicar's tea party. Why the names Leslie and Tate seem to cover all forms of life, from unbalanced punks to neurotic dogs. Why, if you have those aforementioned names of Leslie or Tate, all of your relatives have suffered fatal climbing accidents in the Himalayas. And why I'm beginning to think you're all a bunch of basket cases.
What was that first question again?
Is it safe to come out? Oh, I guess not. I'll just...
Leslie!
Yes. Well, Rosemary, now that the lecture's concluded, I think it's time to tell you the truth.
Is it?
No, we can't keep it up any longer. Brace yourself for impact.
What is this?
This young lady
Yes?
is mine.
When you say yours...
Mine and Nurse Tate's. Don't blame her. I was extremely young, handsome, and virile.
Are you telling me that?
No, I'm sorry, Rosemary, but she couldn't help herself.
Oh, but you sure did. What are you trying to pull?
Let's
You're a pompous twit.
A pompous twist.
I don't even like you.
Well, the feeling is very mutual.
You're the last person I'd want to be my dad.
Well, tough luck.
Tell me he's lying. I found my dad, haven't I, Dr. Booney?
Yeah, you're right. I am your dad. Yeah. What? It's much better to stick to the truth, right? I mean, I see what you tried to do and take on my responsibilities, but there's no need to.
Isn't there?
No,
I knew it. My dad doesn't tell lies, do you, Dad?
of course not. Again, I'm telling you I can cope, and I'm very happy with this situation as it is.
Well, if you're happy, Dr. Booney,
I am?
and if Nurse Tate is happy,
She is.
I just thought I was in a better position to provide for the girl.
Very unselfish on your part.
Yes, but unlike you, David.
I thought I ought to help out old Hubert.
We don't need any of your help, do we?
Definitely not.
Well, a little donation wouldn't come amiss, actually.
I don't see why I couldn't be a sort of uncle to the girl.
Right. Well, it's on to the police station, and then we'll have a nice cup of tea.
Great!
Right. Thank you, David. Now, after you, Mrs. Cooney.
Hubert, is that a proposal?
Well, I missed my chance 18 years ago. I'd be a fool to make the same mistake twice.
Well, let's go and mingle with the delegates.
I believe you have some more explaining to do, Your Reverence.
Let's go and mingle with the delegates.
Did you notice that the girl's eyes were blue?
No,
Hubert's eyes are brown, so are Nurse Tate's.
can't say I noticed.
Genetically, it is extremely rare for their child to have blue eyes.
I'm pretty sure I read about a medical exception.
And the girl's curly hair,
Nope, can't say I noticed.
and her devilish good looks.
I mean, you think so? Not really.
David, it's good to know that you were human once.
What do you mean once?
Oh, you've become quite stodgy lately.
Stodgy me?
You were much less dready when you had the odd affair.
Rosemary, don't say things like that.
You stopped 10 years ago, didn't you?
Well, I'm not sure.
I am. That's when you went off the boil. With me too.
Rosemary,
Mind you, I'm not suggesting for one moment that you return to the old days in the sluice room.
Rosemary.
But a little more activity at home will do us both the power of good. Now, let us go mingle with the delegates.
Well, I've been a very lucky man, Rosemary.
And I've been a very lucky woman, darling.
What makes you say that?
Well, what do you suppose Dr. Booney and I were up to all those evenings you were rolling around the sluice room?
Rosemary!
Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright. Everybody's thinking about me. It's the little things that get you. It's the little things that get you when you weren't paying attention. It's the little things that get you. It's the little things that get you. It's the little things that get you when you weren't paying attention. I'm trying to cut down on my caffeine consumption. So when I get up, I just have one cup of coffee, and I like to have another cup of coffee with my breakfast. And on the way to work, I like to get a cup of coffee. Like to down a cup of coffee that you get with the donuts. If I never get the donut, I just have a cup of coffee. And when I get to work, I like to have a cup of coffee. Because I like to have coffee when I'm talking on the phone. But usually it goes cold and I need to get another cup of coffee. And it's lunch, except I probably hate. Breaking the stress, that's the way that I get things done. If I'm not under pressure, then I sleep too long. And I hang around like a bomb. I think I'm going nowhere and that makes me nervous. Everybody's out to get me, but